Carte ma frappo. Werfgo siau fatia fabi? Fitar awengel fatia futa fiu affixes lu ne inglese. So today we're going to be studying about affixes. Now, an affix is a morpheme that is attached to a word stem to form a new word. Now that's a fancy linguistic saying of an affix is one or more syllables you attach to the middle, beginning, end, or any other place you can find it that makes a new word from an old one. So English has two common forms of affixes. They are prefixes and suffixes. Now a prefix comes before the word stem, and a suffix comes after the word stem. And then the third affix type we're going to talk about today is called infixes. And these are found not really in English, but they're found very common in Na'vi. We'll get to the English Na'vi bit later on in this lesson. So we'll start with a prefix. So a prefix, if you remember your 8th or 7th or 6th grade English, is a syllable or two that you add to the start of a word. So we'll take the English word do, such as I do, you do, we do, and we'll add un to it. Alright, so we've added the prefix un to the word do. Now this makes a new word, undo, which is the reverse of doing. So you undo a mistake. And this is a prefix. Now, let's do a suffix. Let's take the word learn, which we're hopefully doing today, and let's make it the present imperfect tense. So we'll add ing to the end. And that gives us the word learning. So we have a prefix, un, making undo, a suffix, making learn into learning. Alright, so that's two forms you're probably very familiar with in English, prefixes and suffixes, even if you didn't know them by that name. And these are both affixes. They both fall under the category of affixes. The other thing we need to learn about to understand Na'vi is infixes. Now an infix is just like a prefix or a suffix, except it's added to the middle of a word instead of the beginning or end. This is not really found in English. You see it sometimes in chemistry, and you see it in colloquialisms, basically made-up words. But otherwise, you really don't see a true infix in English. So anyone who's familiar with the show The Simpsons has seen Homer make infixes out of English words, like sophisticated or saxophone. And anyone familiar with hip-hop probably has heard the word shiznit or his house. These are bleep turned into shiznit and house turned into his house by use of infixes. Let's just, for example, show sophisticated formed from the word sophisticated. So, we'll take sophisticated, and I think I spelled that right, yeah. Okay, so we have sophisticated, and to make it sophisticated, which who knows what it means, we take ma. Oh, whoops, I put it in the wrong spot. We'll take ma and put it right in the middle to make sophisticated. Not terribly complex. So, on to the next episode, the next lesson, we will study where infixes go in Na'vi speech, which is very important. In English, it's kind of all over the place. Na'vi is very structured, and we have specific spots that infixes go. prefixes and suffixes obviously they have only one spot, the start or the end. But infixes have 3 different spots in Na'vi where they can go. And we'll get onto that in the next lesson.